Hi everybody! No wait, I'm gonna take it off. Hi everybody! So today is second advent and time for another episode of the Nordic Christmas. Last week Sandra was talking about how the Vikings celebrated Christmas, and today we're gonna talk about the Christmas goat, or as we say in Sweden, julbock. I guess in some other parts of the world, the thought of a Christmas goat seems a little bit weird. And for those who have seen the horror movie Krampus,
Saint Nicholas is not coming this year. Instead, a much darker, ancient spirit.
Those are hooves. What kind of goat walks on its hind legs?
which I have not seen, I guess that the thought of a Christmas goat even might seem a little bit disturbing. But in Sweden, the Christmas goat is a very important symbol of Christmas. In Sweden, we have him as a decoration all over the house. And this version is the most traditional one that basically every Swedish person is familiar with. We even have a tradition where we build a gigantic version of this one. The most famous one is the one in Gävle, and it's the most famous one since people are every year and illegally burning it down every year. Ever since 1966, when the first big goat was built in Gävle, it has been burned down every year since then. People are just waiting for the news every year that yes, the goat has burned down again. And if the goat wouldn't burn down one year, the Swedish people would probably think that the world was ending. Yeah, that's one hell of a tradition for you. But where did the goat tradition come from? Many people say it would probably come from the Viking times, from Thor's two goats that would drag his carriage. The goats' names were Tamgnisle and Tamglese, and now I said the Swedish names for them. Pretty cute names, Thor. The other version of where the goat tradition came from is the goat that they sacrificed during Christmas. Later in time, youngsters would walk to people's homes and sing or perform small plays, and one, inspired by the Germans, would be dressed up as the goat Krampus, just like the scary movie. And Krampus could be a very scary creature. The man who was dressed like the goat Krampus would make funny dances and tricks or scare the kids to death. Even if he started out kind of fun, he could end up really scary if you were not generous enough. And to say thank you for the play and the singing, or to make the scary goat disappear, the people would give the goat and youngsters food and drink. And the food and drink would go to a guild feast that they would have between the Twixmas period. And this tradition lived on until the middle of the 1900s. But during the 1800s, the tradition started to change, and instead of giving something to the Christmas goat started to give something to you, just like today's Santa. But in the beginning, it would not really be a cozy Christmas present giveaway time. The man who dressed up as the Christmas goat would also usually act like a goat, jumping around, using his horns towards people and throwing presents everywhere. And sometimes he would just rip the door open and throw in a present and then close the door again and disappear. And when he usually did that, the presents that would enter the door would usually be some kind of joke present, like a piece of wood or a love letter. And if children nowadays can be a little bit scared of Santa, it was nothing compared to the Christmas goat. But in time, he would be a figure that acted more like today's Santa. And in some parts of Finland, the Christmas goat is still the one who gives presents during Christmas. There would also be some goat games where the neighbors would place a straw goat, just like this one, in their neighbors' houses, or open the door and throw it in their neighbors' houses when the neighbors weren't looking. The neighbor then had to secretly pass the goat over to the next neighbor until the end of the night, when someone will be with the goat and lose the game, I guess. There are also some records of the Christmas goat together with Saint Nicolaus, where Saint Nicolaus would bring a goat with him. The goat in this case would symbolize the devil, and Santa holding him would symbolize Saint Nicolaus having the power over the devil. But if you were a naughty kid, the Christmas goat would punish you. But slowly Santa took over the role completely, since he was a more child-friendly version. And the Christmas goat simply became a decoration in our houses. See you next week!